Early in the morning, the city suburbs began to bustle as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the treetops, covering the atmosphere with a warm yellow color. Duke's sawing team was present in a forest near a residential area. With more than 10 years of experience, Duke, the team leader, was someone the whole team respected. Not only was he skillful, he also had the decisiveness to help him handle every difficult situation. While Duke checked the tools and discussed the plan, the other members laughed and arranged their equipment, preparing for a long day of work. Duke's team had 6 people, each of whom was professional and experienced. Hai and Khan were the couple in charge of the tall trees next to the path, while Min and Kwong handled the bulky branches. Duke and Hung would supervise and support from below, helping everything go smoothly. Each person has a clear position and role, and they have worked together long enough to understand each other with just a nod or a look. Starting the work, Hai climbed the first tree, tied a rope firmly around the large branches so that he could lower them slowly. Below, Khan waited. When he received the signal, he would start sawing the tightly tied branches. The regular sound of the chainsaw mixed with the chirping of birds made the atmosphere more lively. Duke always stood in an observation position to ensure everything was done safely, without any mistakes that could affect the surrounding area. Everyone focused on their task, no one was negligent. Duke, although always sawing steadily and very confident, was never subjective in his work. He often reminded everyone, the trees around here are dense, sometimes just one broken branch can cause disaster. This increased the team's sense of caution. The working atmosphere was not only serious but also warm when the team members always joked with each other during short breaks. During the break, the whole team recounted memorable memories. Min recounted the first time he used a chainsaw. He was startled when he sawed a large branch and the branch fell on his leg. The whole team burst out laughing when Min told the story while making awkward gestures. The cheerful laughter made the atmosphere comfortable, dispelling the tension of the work. Duke encouraged everyone to share experiences to avoid unwanted situations in the future. The work continued with a larger tree, with a large trunk and dense branches. Hai climbed the tree with a tight safety belt, preparing to saw each small branch. Kwong was below in charge of holding the rope to lower the branch safely. The whole team coordinated smoothly, and the dense branches gradually became neat. Duke, standing from afar, was pleased with everyone's professionalism and was always ready to remind anyone if they were working too fast. As the work gradually got into gear, the whole team felt more relaxed and comfortable. They shared funny stories about the customers they had met. Someone asked to cut down a tree but wanted to keep every leaf. The whole team laughed loudly, telling stories while working, making time pass faster. Stories like that helped the team bond, understand each other better and make the working atmosphere more fun and light. Duke reminded everyone not to be too happy and forget about safety. For him, each branch is a challenge that requires concentration. He often said, "Cutting a tree is not just about cutting it, you have to understand its structure, calculate each cut." The members listened and followed, because they knew that with large trees and many branches, a small mistake can have unpredictable consequences. The team moved to the biggest tree of the day. The tree was tall and had a dense canopy, creating a real challenge. Duk stood below and carefully directed, dividing the work thoroughly for each member. Hai and Min would be in charge of the upper trunk, while Khan and Kwang would cut the lower branches. Each step was planned in detail so as not to affect the surrounding environment. The work of sawing this big tree took longer than expected, but no one in the team complained. They worked patiently and carefully, handling each branch slowly. At noon, the whole team took a break in the shade, enjoyed some bread and tea, and told each other funny stories to dispel fatigue. An unexpected incident occurred when a tree branch suddenly broke and fell on the place where Hung was standing. Luckily, Duk quickly pulled him out, and no one was injured. After the incident, everyone was more careful, checking the belts and ropes carefully. This was a reminder that even though the job was familiar, one still could not be subjective. The work gradually reached the final stage when the largest branches were processed. Duk decided to saw the tree trunk into small pieces for easy transportation. The chainsaw team worked rhythmically, creating a steady sound in the quiet air of the forest edge. Everyone felt satisfied when seeing the job gradually completed safely. Once the main tree trunk was safely lowered, the team began the cleanup work. They stacked the branches and logs into piles, preparing to transport them out of the area. This job is easy but also requires high concentration to avoid missing anything or disturbing the order. In the afternoon, the gentle sunlight covers the forest edge, making the air cool and relaxing. Duk's sawing team is still very enthusiastic. They joke that after cutting this big tree, the whole team deserves a big party. Duk smiles and promises to treat everyone to a great meal at the end of the week. The tree cutting job is completed when the sunlight begins to set. The whole team cleans up their tools, packs up the safety equipment and checks everything before leaving. Duk never skips checking the tools after each working day, because he understands that the team's safety is the most important thing. On the way back, the team members continue to chat happily. They tell each other about their first experiences when joining the team, and also the funny and sad situations they encountered at work. Laughter rang out endlessly on the way back. Back at the base, the whole team sat down to drink water and rest. Duk gave a few compliments for everyone's good coordination and efforts. He did not forget to remind the whole team to stay healthy and always be ready for the next working days. Everyone discussed the weekend party that Onduk had promised. The team members were excited and everyone had a plan to join in the fun. Some people prepared grilled meat, others brought drinks, and Onduk would be in charge of the music so the whole team could relax. The work of sawing trees was not only a daily task but also an important part of the team's life. They were close to each other like a family, and the hard work only made the feelings between the members stronger. Every day working together was a day filled with laughter and memories. On weekends, the whole team gathered at the base to eat and chat together. Onduk felt proud when he saw the members happy and united. For him, there is nothing more precious than having such a professional and affectionate team. Onduk's tree sawing team is not only teammates but also a family, always ready to support each other in all difficulties and challenges.